OWW Genesis, obsessed with wrestling.
She glided the streets on the river of sadness. She glided the streets up to my thigh.
All right, yeah, obsessed with wrestling, OWW Radio. This is Nick Anthony. He's Kenai Andrews. We're on OWWFan.com, obsessed with wrestling, baby. Kenai, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Nick? It's a new day here in wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable what went down on the weekend. I am so hyped for it.
Yeah, man. The Survivor Series coming up in the next 2 weeks or so. Big show today that we have planned. Johnny Devine's going to join us, dude.
Johnny Devine, the man of the hour.
You may be good, but I'm Devine. That's what he used to say when he was with Team 3D. He was Brother Devine, for crying out loud.
That's right, testifying.
Testify. I never got into that character that Devon had over at WWE with the whole testify, brother. Deacon Devon, our brother, what did he go as? Deacon.
Yeah, I think it was Brother Devon or something. I never liked that one either, but I guess you got to do what you got to do.
It was stupid. I didn't understand it, first of all. The whole religion, I understand being religious, but I don't think it has any place right there.
It was like a 360-degree turn from the Devon we all know and love. I don't know. I couldn't get it either.
I can't wait to ask Johnny about, the two yahoos that are going around telling everybody that he's Johnny Devine and he's going to the WWF or WWE, man. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. It'll be interesting to see what Johnny says about that.
On the forum, we learned that 3 more WWE releases have taken place. The Truth wrote this in. WWE announced the releases of ECW superstar Elijah Burke and SmackDown superstar Kenny Dykstra this afternoon. This back on the 10th. Burke had not been used in recent months and had been rumored to be returning under a new gimmick at one point. Dykstra was considered the best of the Spirit Squad's crew. Can you say that 3 times? Yeah. Dude, the best of the Spirit Squad? Is that even possible?
Well, I mean, what can you say? The Spirit Squad is what it is, but I do remember one member of the Spirit Squad other than Dykstra, and that was the natural Nick Nemeth, who went on to become, yes, Mr. Dolph Ziggler.
Nikki, I think that's what he went by in the Spirit Squad. I wasn't a big Spirit Squad fan. When they were going against DX, yeah, they had some funny spots there.
They had their moments, but no, not exactly what I think of when I think of the WWE.
Let's see. They're saying that Kenny Dykstra was saddled with a reputation for being having a bad attitude, which hindered him politically within the company. In addition to Kenny Dykstra and Elijah Burke being released today, WWE also wished ECW diva Lena Yada. Who is that, by the way? I have no idea who that is.
To be honest, I don't watch a whole lot of ECW. I didn't even see a lot of Elijah Burke. The only thing I remember of Elijah Burke is those safety spots he would do, saying, "Please don't try this." Why you didn't try, I don't know, because I never saw the guy wrestle.
Exactly. He was a good talent. The Black Pope, I think that's what he went by. Matter of fact, we're trying to get him. I think Truth has been on the email trying to reach him. Oh. By the way, you can reach us at radio@obsessedwithwrestling.com. They have that 30-day clause before you can do any media, though. But you can reach us at radio@obsessedwithwrestling.com. Radio@obsessedwithwrestling.com. All one word, or on the forum at OWWFan.com. OWWFan.com. I'm Lord Alfred on the forum, or Nick Anthony here on the radio. He's Kenai Andrews. Kenai, what's happening in MMA?
Well, we got to get down to that because what happened on the weekend was so unbelievable. Brock Lesnar defeating the natural Randy Couture and becoming the UFC heavyweight champion, despite some criticism of Brock Lesnar, I should say, going into the matchup. People thinking that Brock just didn't have the skills, too experienced. This was only his 4th career MMA matchup, and there was some controversy about him getting the title shot in the first place after having wrestled or fighted so few matchups. But he went into the octagon in a second-round knockout, a straight right to the temple of Couture that put him down, and now Brock Lesnar is really, truly the next big thing in mixed martial arts.
Now, I don't know a whole lot about his MMA career. All I really know about is his professional wrestling career when he first came onto the scene over at WWE with with Paul Heyman, right? So that's all I really know him as. I know he's very soft-spoken. Other than that, I don't know. So apparently he beat Randy Couture. And I know Couture is like this huge guy in MMA, right?
Well, yeah, Couture is a legend in Ultimate Fighting. He's 45 years old. He's been to the top of the mountain, as we like to say, in wrestling, having beaten many of the biggest UFC stars. And it wasn't expected that Brock would, at least at this stage of his career, would challenge for the title. But Lesnar was able to go in there and defeat Randy Couture. So that's what makes this so significant. It is a statement to the world that, you know what, wrestling is significant, and if you want to be a fighter, you want to be a good fighter, then you have to have wrestling as a fundamental part of your game.
LoJack on OWWFan.com, he wrote this in dealing with the Brock Lesnar wins UFC heavyweight title against Couture this past weekend. He wrote, hopefully now Brock Lesnar will get the respect that he deserves. No secret that LoJack is a fan of Brock Lesnar. He says, I was a big supporter of him while he was a wrestler, and when he left wrestling and finally went to MMA, I continued to support him. LoJack continues by writing, so it's safe to say I've been a Brock Lesnar supporter since day one. I have to say that Brock Lesnar is the best heavyweight in MMA today. Not named Fedor, though could be a bit biased.
Yeah, I mean, it is a significant win, but let's go back to reality here in the sense that Couture was not dominated by Brock Lesnar. It was not a domination by any stretch of the means. And Brock Lesnar still has a ways to go before he can truly say he is the best. He did take Couture down a couple of times in the match in the first round, but Couture was able to get back up and get back on his feet. So there's still plenty of work for Brock to do, especially with his ground game of jiu-jitsu. But again, even Brock's attitude before he was kind of cocky in the matches. He would play around a little bit, but in this one, he understood that he was.
You see, that's what a lot of people say about Brock Lesnar. He plays around. His ego it sometimes gets the better of him, and he's really this blue blood chipper. I don't know, whatever you want to call him. He thinks he's better than everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you might want the early Hunter Hearst Helmsley character comes to mind when you talk about that type of attitude that Brock was displaying. The showboating, after the match, the taunting, that sort of thing. But I got to stress in this match that Brock took things very seriously, and there was none of that in this match. After the match, he was very gracious towards Randy Couture, acknowledging that he was a great fighter, and certainly was all business during that match.
Kid Cash wrote on OWWFan.com, he wrote, would like to see Mir challenge Lesnar. Would you like to see that?
Oh, definitely. Frank Mir was the first man to defeat Brock Lesnar in submitting him with an armbar, and that is where we saw a little bit of Brock's inexperience. He actually almost finished Mir off, actually. It was almost a squash match, but Mir, he held off the storm. He was able to weather the storm and submitted Brock Lesnar. So